The flight going into Reno was really scenic. We had snow-capped mountains with irrigation going on at the foot of the mountains. You can see the little round irrigation areas where there's farms at the foot of these snow-capped mountains, and it was just an incredible sight flying in. But once we got into the Plush area, the mountains, of course, gave way to the high desert. A lot of people don't realize just how much high desert Oregon has here, but the sagebrush and just the whole scenic view of the desert is absolutely wonderful. And once we got into the mining area, we stayed at the Spectrum. Ken and I went into there. And it was just a great trip, and the guys really went all out for us. The Dust Devil mine had breakfast for us. In fact, they fed us every day. So everybody was well fed and well taken care of. And then we all met up over at the Spectrum mine to check in, get our wristbands, and get ready to go out and do some digging of the Oregon Plush Sunstone. We started at the Spectrum mine with Chris and Jessica. They just two super people. Chris Rose has been a big assistance to the ISG as far as information about the Plush Sunstone and helping us with geological information. And of course, Jessica took great care of us. She's such a happy, bright person every time you see her, and she was always helping out, always helping people make sure that they had good places to dig and that they had everything they needed. And these folks went all out to put in a lot of facilities within the mining area to help us, and showed us where to dig. We had groups all over the area of the Spectrum mine digging for virtually the whole time. We were spread out. I had my chisel and shovel down there, and I was going at it. We had a ability to spread out to several mines throughout the trip. Chris fired up the belt, and we were able to go to the belt where he actually does the processing of his ore, and we were able to pick out stones. He let us get there and just simply pick out the stones that we found. It was a wonderful trip, and the Spectrum mine is definitely a must visit for anybody going to the Plush Sunstone area. Next stop, Dust Devil, and one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. Don Buford and his whole crew there at the Dust Devil mine are absolutely the most wonderful group of people to work with. Don absolutely kept us fed. Don and Patsy, I don't know how they did it, because if you don't eat and drink plenty of water and everything out there, you can really be in trouble, and they really took good care of us. Don had his crew actually open up a new section of the mine for us, so we would be sure and find a lot of really nice material out there. And even the locals and a lot of the professional miners that come out, the cutters, the designers that come out and dig up their own stones, they stopped and helped us out. They helped our group out just like they were helping with Ken right here, and Christine and Barbara. This is our Ken and Barbie shot. This is actually Barbara Berg and Ken Thompson. But we just had such a good time, and the folks there helped us out so much. Marty Guptill came down and met with us. Marty is a good friend of ISG, and we've got several of his stones in the collections. And Daryl Alexander, one of the award-winning cutters, just a wonderful jeweler, digs his own stones. He stopped to help us out. And the guys, here's Wayne there in the peach shirt, and Barbara and Doug. Doug was the monster. He on a jackhammer. He could really move it, really move the dirt. He got me on it, and I realized just how much it's been a long time since I've done this kind of work. But the local guys there really went all out to make sure that our group had a really good experience and that we found a lot of Plush Sunstone. And it was absolutely fantastic to see how they just literally made us feel welcome, dropped what they were doing, and worked with us to make sure that we found the stones. And you can see here, this is an Oregon Sunstone in the matrix, in the rock. And this is what we were finding throughout all the mines. And then it was back to the main area where they had lunch for us and they had dinner for us, and they took good care of us the whole time. Patsy even came up with a birthday cake. How she does that with no electricity. There's no electricity out there. And how she was able to bake up a birthday cake for a young lady that came out with us, I don't know. But it was just a wonderful trip. If Hollywood was going to make a movie about Plush Sunstone, John Aldrich would have to be the miner in the movie. carrying that what we called a Colt Peacemaker. It may be a Smith & Wesson. We never asked him, but apparently there's a lot of snakes there. But John is a colorful fellow that has several mines working, and he is just one of the most wonderful individuals we've had to work with. He and his wife Debbie were just super hosts and really treated us like royalty. John's got a great little operation going there. He's pulling some beautiful stones out of the ground. And because his stones are more in a sandy soil, it's a lot easier to dig, and it allowed us the opportunity to find a lot of really beautiful stones from the Double Eagle just by going through the screens. And he showed me a pile of ore, just how much you have to go through just to get 1 carat of really top quality Plush Sunstone. So this was a wonderful experience there. Chris Rose gave us a really nice talk about the geology of the region to tell us just how special the Plush Sunstone is. There's nothing like it in the world, you know, in spite of what all these guys try to say is over in China and things. The uniqueness of the formation here has not been duplicated anywhere else in the world. And he actually took us out to show us the lava flows and how the various levels of the flow will indicate what type of feldspar sunstone that you're going to be finding. And then we got to play a little show and tell with this. And Chris actually showed us specimens of what real sunstone, what real labradorite sunstone is going to look like in the rough. Not glued in, not pressed into some mud, but the real thing. And it was a wonderful lecture that Chris gave us, and we really appreciated that time. And most importantly, we just had plain old fun. Whether it was me picking up a volcanic bomb of pumice and obsidian that looks much heavier than obviously it is for me to be able to pick it up, or just enjoying the folks, the ISG folks that came from many places as far away as Europe. Gloria here was just always wonderful. She's just so much fun. Marty has been virtually to every trip that we had. In fact, I think she has been to every trip that we've had. Ken flew in all the way from the UK. He had, I believe, a 24-hour commute coming in all the way from Heathrow. We had our friends, the Swensons, coming in from Rings and Things. They're some of our Polygon friends. And then all the wonderful people that are a part of the mines. And all of the mines, the miners themselves are just down-to-earth people. They make you welcome. We had so much fun with them. Pam and Morgan were there. Morgan had a great time. I think she did. She's always got a smile on her face when we see her. And of course, Ronnie's always up to something. Here she's decided that she's going to mimic that famous picture of that supposed Tibet mine by pointing to it. And of course, we have Pit Boss Ron, and we made it Pit Boss Ronnie. Always a fun time. Gloria came out and did great. It was unfortunate that there were so many people that we couldn't get everybody's photograph into this because we only had 10 minutes to do this. And there was just such a wonderful time with Lisa and Karen and their families came out. And so many people from so many places, Barbara and Wayne. It was just fantastic. And more importantly, we actually did some real serious mining, and we got some real serious gemstones out of this. There was just so much to be found in all of the mines, and all of the miners worked so hard to help us. And we saw friends like Michael O'Neill here, who's one of the very first ISG students, had never met him in person, been with us almost 7 years. But like I say, we did find sunstone. We found beautiful stones, big stones. They are there, they are real, they are natural. The Plush Schiller Sunstone that you're seeing here, we believe is going to be the next big stone, such as tanzanite or savarite or something. There's just nothing like it in the world. It's absolutely natural. It's a U.S. stone, and even the reds and greens can be very unique because they are so rare. And it's all natural coming out of Oregon, right here in the U.S. You can drive right up there and go in there and dig them out yourself. But it was just an excellent trip, and we really want to particularly thank Don Buford and Patsy, Chris, Rose, Jessica. We want to thank John Aldrich and Debbie. It just goes on and on. The list could be huge. Just sitting here trying to remember all the names, but it was a fantastic trip, and we thank you all very much.